Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Let's start our first lecture for Odo Web Library. Odo Web Library is a JavaScript framework developed to developed especially for Odo and Odo client like Odo client actions are developed in it. So this is gonna be first lecture. So today we are going to discuss the basics, like what are the prerequisites. A person who wants to learn Odo Web Library must be aware of it. So I'm gonna start from the very basic of it, like. Someone who wants before diving into the web library, there are a few things which the person who wants to learn Odoo Web Library must be aware of this. So first of all, let's start from it, like someone who wants to learn the concepts of Odoo Web Library, he must be aware of Odoo architecture. What is Odoo architecture? Like Odo architecture is based, as it's described here, it's based on Odo's ORM models, views, and controllers. I hope you all who are here to learn Odo Web Library are aware of all these concepts, like what is ORM, models, views, and controllers. Other thing, Python and XML, like Python is essential for backend logic, and XML is essential to define views. Similarly, like what is the purpose of like JavaScript or any JavaScript framework? You have to customize web client behavior. What is web client? Now, web client is basically, if I come here, uh, like any single page, all the actions, all the events, all the events, like for example, if I click on new. Click on new to create a new customer. So this is this is a single page action being performed here, so that's why it's called client action. So this is all the actions are being controlled by Odo Web Library. To go into detail, like what's the client action and what is the architecture, let's move forward. Odo is built on modular architecture. If you talk about Odo architecture, Odo is built on a modular architecture that separates the backend and the front end. It's a module. Any application, Odo application, which is developed, it's developed as a modular architecture. It has separate backend and front end. As you all know, backend is server side and front end is client side. And what pattern it follows? It follows model view controller pattern, which organizes code in three layers. As you all know, what is model view and controller? Model view controller is like model manages the database structure and database structure. Like database and data related part is managed by model. We will see bit more detail in next slides. For now, just for the brief introduction, like model manages the data and database structure. Views, what is the view? View displays the data and handles the user interface. The data is displayed to the user, that is view. For example, this is view, this is form view. If we come here, This is a Kanban view. Similarly, this is tree view. There are many views. We will see all these things in details further. Similarly, we have controller, because in MVC architecture, MVC pattern, there are three things: model, view, and controller. Model deals with the data and databases. View deals with the user interface. What does controller do? Controller connects the model and the view, like processing user actions. It connects user actions, as I have told you. When we click on new on this form view, it opens a form. I will put data in it. After putting data, I will click on this save button. Here the controller will work. It will get data from view, and it will pass data to the model will like uh, model will create the record in the database, and this is how it works. Controller connects the model and the view, processing user actions, updating data or the user interface accordingly. Now, what are the key components of Odo architecture? Like Odo architecture, as I have told you, to understand Odo Web Library, it's important to understand the architecture of Odo. So, further to uh, like to go forward, to move forward, while moving forward, like ORM. What is ORM? Object Relational Mapping. The ORM allows you to interact with the database without writing raw SQL queries. In Odoo, as you all know, we use ORM. Instead of writing SQL queries, raw SQL queries, we use ORM. There are defined methods: create, write, and similarly we have copy, we have search. There are different methods we use to perform all the operations on database. It maps database tables to Python classes called models. Okay, in ORM, how are the tables created? We use classes here. In ORM, we define classes, we pass fields in the classes, and we pass some other functions, other methods. We define it, and these all the methods and fields, and these are all the operations performed on database. Like as we created a stored partner model corresponds to the table that stored partner data. We store data in the as partner model, that is customer or partner. What are the models? Model define the structure of your data and how it behaves. Structure of your data means you can create fields, method, and business logic in the model. Business logic fields, as you can see, these are the fields we have here. These are fields defined in the model. What is the model? Thresh dot partner is the model, and what operation, like for example, we click on any field, there is a kind of on change function and compute method. Some fields are getting computed. These are all the operations performed on the database. So next step is, like, this is example how models are defined. We have this Python class. We have model. This is the base class inherited here. We are defining these fields. These are gonna be passed to this model, my model, and this is gonna create a table in the database. Okay, let's move forward. Views control how data is presented to the user. Like we have to user interface, like we have to present data to the user. How the data will be presented to the user, that depends upon which view is being displayed, like form view, tree view, Kanban view, calendar view. There are different views we use to display data to the user. Controller handle request from the browser and return responses. As I have already told you, controller, user wants to create a partner. Like he opens a form, he passes data to it, then that data is saved in the database. A new record is created in the database. That operation is performed through the controller. That when custom endpoints for handling actions beyond the standard CRUD operations. Okay, there are some endpoints, there are some URLs are defined there. Client action. There are some URLs defined, custom URLs for handling actions beyond the standard CRUD operations like create, read, update, delete. These are operations performed by like these all operations are performed using endpoints. Controller has those endpoints, and controller is actually communicating between the view and model. View and model mean database and view it, whatever the actions, whatever, like if we click on delete button, for example, if I click on delete button here, here we have a delete button. If I right now if we open this customer, for example, here I have delete button. Here if I click on delete button, what will it do? It will delete this record. How it will be done? Like delete operation is, it will delete record from the database. So it means delete query is getting executed. That query is executed like by using endpoints, by using controller URL. So these are all the actions defined here. It chooses actions, and it and then it performs the concerned operation on it. How we define the controller? This is how the controllers are defined in Odoo. This is the basic structure of controller. We define controller in Odoo. And further, how it all work: data layer, model plus ORM, model plus ORM, model define data structure and logic. ORM handle interaction with the database, like read, update, delete operations are performed by ORM. User interface layer views. Views display model data to the user and provide input forms. Views are connected to models via fields. Views are connected to models via fields. And like user interface, views are connected to models via fields. We add fields in the concerned views, and fields are defined in models. Controller business logic layer controls manage user actions. What are the actions user perform? Like user want to create the record, delete the record, update, like write the data, or like wanna search the data. Handle complex request and link the UI to models. Controller is like it links model to the user interface. Client server communication. How does this communication perform? The browser sends requests. Browser, like client, sends requests, open a record or save a form. This is how the request is sent. For example, if I open a record, here it come. If I open a record, if I open, as I have opened this record, it means the request has been sent to open this record. What will be done after the record is opened? Odoo server side processes the request using the controller. Odoo server side processes the request using the controller, like it perform. It has to select this specific record. It has to select this specific record from the database, fetches data. Similarly, save a form mean updates the data. Create a new record or updating an existing record. It, while updating existing record, request is also sent, and controller will handle that request. It will pass that request to the model. Model will be using ORM. It will be updating the record. It will be saving the record in the database, and then it will be returning us the view, the new, like updated view. Or if we are updating a record, it will give us updated view. If we are fetching a record, it will give us the selected record in front of us, like as I told you, while using ORM. And return the response to update the view, and it returns the response to update the view. This is the whole architecture of Odoo works. So first thing, every person, as this is the more, this is some more detail. The user creates a new customer in the form view. This example, for example, user want to create new customer in the form view. The request to save the form is sent to the backend. the request will be sent to the backend. Backend mean while using ORM, request will be sent to the database. Model plus ORM, what will, yeah, once request is sent, the model validates the data, like we validations, where will be the validations performed. Validations will be defined in the model as I have shown here. Let me show you. This is the code I have. Let me open any model from here. If I open models, I open any model from here. This is the model we have created, like a table is created. These are some constraints, some validations defined here. Some fields are defined here. Fields, validations, all these operations are performed in model. And what is this like? This is all using ORM, object relational model, and all the validations are performed. After validations are performed, ORM saves it to the database. What will be happening at the end? The updated customer list appears in the list view. So this is how the architecture of Odoo works. The first and foremost, like most, before going to the Odo Web Library, it's important to learn the architecture of Odoo, how architecture of Odoo works, because the old concepts are applied on the most of the concepts are applied on the client action. There are different actions being performed where we have actions: duplicate, archive, delete, many actions we have here. We If we have to customize it, because this is all defined by the Odoo, if we have to customize it using Odo Web Library, we need to understand how this architecture works. So this lecture is for just to give a brief introduction to the architecture of the Odoo, how it works. Just try to learn this one first. Next lecture we will be starting the Odo Web Library, and we will see some architecture related part. We will see few things in detail, also how the controller is getting triggered and all this. We will try to do go into that part, but our next video will be on Odo Web Library, and we will be understanding the basic architecture of the basic syntax and basic uh, what is defined in Odo Web Library. We will be uh, further we will be starting that part. So for now, that's all. Thank you for watching.